The biggest challenges I faced before joining MaidCentral was spreadsheets. I had spreadsheets for everything. I'm big on numbers, big on metrics. So the software I was using didn't have that data. So we would have spreadsheets made, dealing with the macros and Excel, all these things from running payroll to tracking our key performance indicators from sales. And with MaidCentral, everything is just there in front of you. So the onboarding process was actually pretty fast for us. I think it was pretty fast. And 1 week on, we ended up calling our old software company and shutting down. And we've been running MaidCentral since. I love systems. I love systems. And if it can't be measured, it can't be managed. And by looking at the data, having that data accessible to me, it just it's invaluable. So my initial reaction, I mean, I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning and my wife was like, can you put the screen down? Literally, I was just up playing with it. I actually have to admit that although I did make my team all do the crash course, I didn't watch any of the training videos. I just started playing with it and having them teach me. So that's kind of how I learned it. Yeah, it was pretty easy to learn. But it was I wouldn't say easy, but it's everything's laid out. If you're looking for a report, you go into the report section and you find the report that you're looking for. If you're looking up, do a quote, you look up customers quote, and everything is there. So it's not complicated. There are more tabs than the average software, but it's not complicated. Yeah, very early on, and I know there's going to be more wins down the road. The biggest thing that I can talk about is last week we were looking at our team members in terms of data from productivity to checking in on time, things of that nature. And I never realized that we didn't have a set way to gauge who's going to be the employee of the month. We would just say, oh, customers like you got a review, we like you. And then we would just give that to them. But now there's actually concrete evidence. And actually my manager who just transitioned out of the field, she said, wow, I wish I had this when we were in the field because now we have something to go on. I mean, you can see which team member brought in the most revenue. Like when I think about customers, and I talked about this for marketing, you how much do you spend on your customers, right? In terms of the lifetime value, what percentage of that value do you spend on your customers? Well, I tell my team members, you're my customers. My customers out there are yours. So now I can see this person brought in 10,000, 20, 30, really 80,000 is what our average team members are bringing in, right? If they work a 49-hour work, 49-week year, if they're bringing in 80,000, what can I do for them? Does it cost too much to say, hey, here's a weekend getaway for you and your spouse? Like, think about what that does for retention. So I can see it right in front of me. Before I knew it, I can calculate it, but now it is solidified. Here is exactly what that team member brought in. So having that data, I mean, it's incredible. Anyone who wants to actually be in business, a lot of people, they have a business and they think they're in business. And I don't mean to sound elitist by saying this, but if you want to grow and scale, then you want something that's scalable that you can grow with. I mean, I wouldn't say, hey, if you're in the field and you're really just kind of in the trenches still, that this is something to jump on right now because there's a lot of information that you just won't be utilizing. Um, if I was to put a dollar amount on it, I'd say maybe 500,000, 700,000. You should be looking into this software, but it's for somebody who actually wants to have a business.